What's going on?
What up? Hey.
We're back, y'all. Wow, DJ season 2.
Season
Wow,
2.
I'm so excited, bro.
Come on, season 2.
Welcome back, family. We missed y'all so much. I miss y'all. I miss talking to my people. Y'all like my therapist, you know what I'm saying? But welcome back to No Clue season 2, y'all. No Clue. This is the show where we talk about real issues straight on, head first. Look at Kay. Hey, Kay.
Hey, Kay.
Wow.
We talk about real issues head on. Dr. Ray John, welcome back. All our people come back, y'all. We talk about real issues head on, y'all. No chaser. We talk about what we need to talk about in our community, what's affecting us, how it's affecting us, and if there's ways we can make the change. So y'all know who our panel is. Y'all know us. Y'all been with us, but we have a special guest. I'm gonna let DJ, the chief of our system and processes department, introduce our guest. DJ, you take the floor.
So y'all see we a little light. We're doing some things a little bit differently this season, but that's okay. Shout out to our homegirl Arteria. Should be on the back end showing the love and support and everything. But tonight we have the honor and the privilege to be joined by one of my friends, Matt, also known aka Iron Wolf, who is a member of Onyx Midwest and Mr. Fetish Jackhammer 2019. Professionally, he is an HIV tester and an outreach worker and health educator. So I think he got a lot to offer to this conversation. So welcome to the show, Matt.
Hey, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
Get the people a little bit. Get the people a little bit of something, just a little bit.
Yeah, okay, well, born and raised in the great city of Chicago. I've been a freak all my life. Just like that. I've been a freak all my life, but I know how to manage it, and over time I've just came into this great person I am today. So I'm looking forward to this conversation. Shout out to DJ, for putting me on. So yes, I'm just looking forward to it.
Yes, Billy, I actually do have friends.
I'm so glad Billy's back. I love me some Billy. Welcome back, sir. We missed you for the last show last season.
Yeah, we did.
So pause. Did he say I've been a freak all my life?
Yes, I have been a freak.
But that's why I told you when I said that and I came up with this topic, I said I got the perfect person to join us on this conversation. But
from what you said, your intro of him, I was expecting him to say, I'm in pursuit of my doctorate degree to save the world, to cure the world. He was like, I've been a freak all my life, just straight out the gate. I'm all for it.
I mean, y'all said no chaser, so I'm like, okay, well,
hey,
that's how we roll. That's how we roll.
Well, okay, that means that's an orange hanky, meaning that all anything goes tonight. So all right, so let's get into some kinks. All right.
Well, we're gonna get started.
We're gonna get there.
Hello,
y'all. We got our Terry with us. Terry, you have to hear this this intro we just had. Woo! Tonight's show is
well. So I heard you say no chasers.
Well, make sure the kids are outside, or watching Coco Melon, or playing Blue's Clues, or sleep, or something. But let's get started with our first segment. Our Say What. It's time for Say What, y'all.
Say what?
I love Say What.
Say what?
So today's Say What is going to be September is National Disease Literacy Month. So I just want to bring awareness to things that we all need to be aware of. So if you have a diagnosis, just pay attention to what your doctor is saying, because what he's telling you is real. So like me, about a year ago, my doctor was like, hey, it looks like you have hypertension. Your blood pressure is really high. And I told him what you do is called a practice. So when you perfect it, then you can tell me what I have. So we went back and forth for some time. And so, DJ, don't be laughing at me. That hurts
because that would be your response. But go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish.
See, this is what you people need to understand.
Not you. See, you want me to start already? That's a flag. Flag on the flag.
But I've since started taking my medicine, like my doctor has prescribed, to help get my blood pressure under control because your health is important. High blood pressure is a silent killer. It can lead to heart attacks. It can lead to strokes, amongst other things. And I was a person who had a mini heart attack because of my high blood pressure. And so that's what made me wake up and realize, this is something serious. So people, with September being National Disease Literacy Month, if your doctor has told you something, your doctor has diagnosed you with something, by all means, do your research, get involved. Find out what medicines or what things you can do to help. I don't want to take medicine, so in addition to taking my medicine, I'm going to work out. I'm changing my diet. I'm doing things that I need to do to better my life because I have a godson who I look up to, and I want to be here when he have his first 3 kids. So that's my say. What DJ, Ateria, Matt, say something. Help me out here.
I mean, first thing I want to acknowledge Billy's comment. Yes, mental health is health. We are pro mental health on this panel.
Oh, yes.
We believe in it. We support it. No doubt. We agree with you wholeheartedly. Y'all know I've been very transparent about my diagnosis. So, for everybody else that is dealing with HIV or living with HIV, like I said, we want to be very proactive in that. Definitely make sure that you're keeping your appointments, adhere to your regimens. There are so many advances in medicine and science and technology and biomedical interventions in the field. There is no reason, and I'm going to say this again, there is no reason that anybody should be dying of HIV-related complications in 2021. There is none. If you have questions, if you have concerns, reach out to your support system. If you got questions, reach out to me. I do this professionally as well. Each one teach one. Each life is life. So.
Yeah. Just to piggyback off of DJ, if you don't know your status, definitely go get tested. There are many clinics that are out there that are doing rapid free testing, especially here in Chicago. If you are in Chicago, just holler at me. Come and put your comments, in the chat. I'll let you know where we're at. But yeah, just go and get tested, know your status, and so that you'll be able to be safe and know exactly what you're dealing with. Especially if you know that you're out here, being, having sex, just go, especially without condoms. Just go ahead and just get tested. If you are, using drugs, no judgment here. Especially, sharing needles, definitely go get tested. If you've been in a fight and you've been bleeding, go get tested. If you just don't, just anything that, blood related, anything like that, you definitely want to make sure that you take care of your body because you only have one body. So make sure you take care of it.
And shout out to routine HIV testing. Let's normalize testing of HIV, right? Let's adopt policies of opt-out testing. What that means is just like you go, first thing is changing the language behind that, right? So not calling it testing, calling it a screen.
Sure.
When you get your sugars levels done and you get an A1C, they don't say it's a screening, right? So let's start there by changing the language to normalize it. And again, let's adopt policies of opt-out testing. What that means is when I go to the clinic, the doctor or whomever, and I go to get regular lab draws, they're going to conduct the HIV test with that lab draw, whether I tell you not to do it or not. Mm-hmm. Let's just start normalizing it so that it isn't so antiquated, it isn't so stigmatizing, it isn't such a yes, this thing, but not this thing type of approach.
Yeah. And then I always tell people like people have sex for 3 reasons: either for procreation, recreation, or vocation. So either one of those 3 categories.
Come on,
procreation, recreation, and
vocation. I'm here for all 3. Terry, give us some input, Terry.
I am. My mother deals with a lot of things: congestive heart failure, high blood pressure, diabetes. She deals with it all. I am the child that it skipped me. So I don't have any health issues by the grace of God. So I don't take any medications or anything like that. But I am very strict in things like that when it comes to my children and my husband, because my husband deals with borderline diabetes and high blood pressure and things like that. So get the help that you need. There's no need in you checking out of here when you can prevent it from happening.
I agree.
Exactly.
Right.
And so, fam, just do what you have to do. Get out there, get tested for everything under the sun. Get tested for COVID-19. hell, pretty soon it's gonna be 20 and 21. Get tested for
Hello.
HIV. Get tested for if you are a male. Get tested for prostate cancer. It used to hit
Yes.
old people. Now it's hitting us younger men.
Young, yes.
Um, I had my prostate exam, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I was just so yeah. Get it done. Get your blood pressure checked. Get your cholesterol checked. Get your lungs checked. Get your kidneys checked. Go for a routine physical and tell your doctor check for everything under the sun. As a matter of fact, check for stuff y'all ain't discovered yet. Because again, what you do is called a practice. Feel free to practice on me and find out if I might have the cure for cancer running through my body. Check for me.
Hello.
Just make sure if I have that cure, write me my check, run me my coin.
Hello.
Blood ain't free.
Where the money resides? Where the money resides?
That part.
Because what you're practicing on me with, sir, ma'am, I need you. This is my vocation, so run me my money.
That part.
Well, thank y'all. This is our say what, but just also a health tip of the week. We're gonna start giving you guys a health tip of the week. So if you like me, Reese's Pieces, Snickers, Twix, Kit Kats, or a fried Oreo. Better yet, if you had a fried Reese's peanut butter cup, that will put an anointing in your side.
Oh, no.
However, space that is not healthy for you.
It's
so what
sure
I
ain't.
have found to curb that hunger is I freeze grapes. A frozen grape tastes just like ice cream, and it's healthy for you. So if you want to start on the health tip, because we got to eat healthy. Again, we got to take care of our bodies. To start on that health tip, freeze some grapes. Cotton candy grapes when they're frozen.
I was about to say, have you done the cotton candy grapes?
They are amazing.
I told y'all, I think that's something that y'all have in Atlanta because we got taffy grapes up here, and so
we got taffy grapes,
strawberry crunch cake kind of taffy grapes.
So what we're gonna do is exchange grapes.
Regional thing. Yeah,
we're gonna switch grapes to you guys. We got
Except
y'all.
I'm not.
Well, I heard through the
strawberry
grapevine.
shortcake, but I'm not gonna send you the strawberry shortcake ones, doctor, because we know how that goes.
Yes, because if you send me strawberry shortcakes, I'll be calling you from Emory University Hospital, Clifton Road, saying, "You trying to kill me?"
Oh no!
So that's our health tip for the wet. So, Billy, you can't find Billy. I don't know where you live, Bill, because I can tell you now. Publix always have the cotton candy grapes, and they be good.
Well, before we close out, let me go back to his other comment. Billy says he had a friend who tested for Hep C, but they wouldn't tell him whether or not he was positive because the medical professionals decided that because of the stigma of AIDS, they would report to the CDC and local health department, but not to him. He ended up committing suicide partly because he thought he was already a quote dead man.
My condolences.
Yeah, and hepatitis is real, not just C. We can't let's we not forget about hepatitis A and hepatitis B. You know, although we do have vaccines for A and B, so we can kind of cure those. Hepatitis C, there is a cure for it now. We are very lucky to that, but it's still a rigorous thing. It's very intensive. You know, thankfully, the medicines and the preventions behind that are not as intrusive as they used to be in the past. So no longer do you have to have those biopsies and all those terrible procedures. You can get what's called a fiber scan. It'll give you an F score, which ultimately just lets you know about the firmness and the thickness of it and how cirrhotic or corroded cirrhotic the liver itself is. So again, advances across the board. We're super glad about that. Definitely get screened for that. And thank you for bringing it up, Billy, because hepatitis C is on the rise. Thankfully, it's declining, but we are seeing a rise of that. So absolutely include hepatitis C screenings into your routine.
Just for the record, everybody on this panel, for being a part of No Clue, you do get free health advice from our system and processes department. So you can just go to DJ for all your health concerns. Because when I tell you this man be knowing he be talking to me like my doctor. He'll be like the blah 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 and the blah. I'll be like, yep. He's like, you have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm like, nope. But you know what? It sounds good. So I'm just gonna agree with you and say he be telling me about HIV and these the medicines, and you have this mixed with this, and I just be like, So what kind of Kool-Aid we drinking again? Because I have no idea what the hell he be talking about. He be
but I try, and you know I do. I try my best to break down the concepts and the topics. I heard y'all, family. I heard y'all. I am working on it. But I'm also entering this doctoral program, so it's probably not going to work right now. But I heard y'all, family.
Say what?
Yes, DJ, we about to have 2 doctors on the show. I can't wait.
Yes.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
All
Except for
right.
I have a Holy Ghost doctorate. He's gonna have that. You know, he's gonna be my new my PCP right there. It's gonna be FREE. Oh, I like the way that sounds. PCP FREE. Look how that rhymes. All right, y'all. Well, we're gonna be back after this commercial break, and when we come back, we're gonna be talking about midnight moans. Now, I done told y'all to put the children to bed. So if your children come to you and start asking you questions about DJ, just nasty. Somebody pray for DJ. Get the oil heated to 575.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
He
I know
ready.
the family is ready. They've been asking for it. We're gonna deliver tonight.
I'm the only innocent on this. Y'all, shout out to Ricky Z Media.
Ricky Z.
Ricky Z is who is our producer. She does everything behind the scenes. You guys have seen her on the screen. If you have a podcast you want to get started, a talk show, if you're thinking about starting something, talk to her. She'll show you the ropes to get it started, to make it happen. So shout out to Ricky Z. We love you. Also, if y'all see us stop and pause and get quiet, it's probably because she's disciplining us in the background and we don't want to get fired from our day job. All right. So
And
let's get
also,
started with our
family.
main topic.
And also, family, remember, if you need her, you want her, get on her now. She is on the up and up. I'm trying to tell you.
Mhm.
Shout out, catch her now.
All
Rick,
right.
and make sure you tell her we sent you. All right, so it's time for our main topic, which I'm gonna be quiet during this topic because I'm the innocent one on the panel. But DJ, why y'all making this face? I am.
Robert, if you
So-
tell that lie
It's
one more
always
time.
it's always the innocent ones that's always the most freakiest.
So, with that being said, that's a great segue into what we're going to do. So, when we asked you guys at the end of last season for some suggestions, some show topics, and to give us some feedback, one of the main things that we got a lot of was that people wanted to say, when is the sex talk? We got a lot of conversations asking us, when was the sex talk going to happen? So, as we were trying to toss around some ideas for what we're going to do, I'm like, yo, well, let's start out with what the people requested of us, right? So tonight we're gonna get it in there. I came up with the idea with Midnight Moan. Billy said innocent in quotation marks. I came up with Midnight Moans because I wanted something that was catchy. I wanted something that was innovative that would draw people in. But also, ultimately, you know, if it's good, it's gonna be some moans in the midnight. So we're gonna get right into it and we're gonna start from the top. Y'all ready?
I'm ready.
Also, I will be trying to check our comments stuff. So we do want y'all to interact. We do want to hear y'all feedback. We know that some of y'all, particularly Billy, you had a lot of things that you wanted to know. Some suggestions that you wanted from us. Kinky band.
Yes, we are a kinky band. Love it. We are a kinky band. Yes.
So yeah, feel free to interact with us during this. Ask us questions. Chime in. We definitely want to do that. So I see our producer already putting on that. So that's my cue to get into it. So first thing. How do you start to have the sex talk with your partner?
So basically, the key word in this
Straight out
is
the gate, huh?
consent. Yeah, it's consent. And the reason why I'm emphasizing consent is because we're right now we're hearing prime example R. Kelly and all of his cases and whatnot and underage and everything like that. But people also have been victimized of taking advantage of during sex. And so basically just come out the gate, says, hey, be honest, open and honest, ask questions. It's always it can be a little awkward sometimes if you really don't know what to say. But if you really know what you want, then you pretty much going to go after what you're looking for. So just be open and honest, talk, be honest. Yeah.
Okay, Matt. You touched on something really, really good that we're gonna touch back on and double back on, and that was the topic of consent. So yeah, Billy says consent, signed, dated, notarized, plus 3 forms of ID.
Hello.
Yeah.
The way I start the sex conversation is since again, Macy Gray wrote a song about me. It's called Sexual Revolution. Listen to it. I'm a very direct person. So if I find you attractive, I'm gonna make a comment like, "You have a nice ass." I'm sorry, didn't mean to offend you. If I did I offend you? No, I didn't. All right, since I didn't, let's continue that conversation. You have a very nice ass. And we just go from
Hello.
there. Because I have a rule. I don't, so no offense to anyone who is 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, or 24, but I only date people who can get me a discount on my car insurance. So that means 25 and above. So I just, and with this young generation, they
Mhm.
12 years old look like they're about 45. And so, we going out
Yeah.
to drink. Do you want to drink? Can you show your ID to the bartender, please? That way I know you're legal. So we're not having sex as soon as I meet you. So we need to go out for a drink so I can verify that you're legal.
Sorry, does Midnight Moan do Barry White covers? So he is convinced we are a kinky band. That's it.
Well, that's how some of us got babies. I ain't gonna say no names, Terry.
Well, I'll probably
Speaking of which,
see.
let's segue. Arteria, how do you start the sex talk?
Me, I am the type of person. I'm not a more so of a direct person that's on purpose. I throw hints. So I am a person that likes. I like throwing hints. More so, I like foreplay kind of conversations beforehand. But before I got married, I was the type. If I met you and we dated, well, maybe 1 or 2 times, let's do what we got to do and keep it moving.
And see, for me, I like to have those conversations early. I want to be upfront. I want to lay out the expectations. I want you to know what I want. I want to know what you want. So I could be like, nope, I can't do that. Or, yeah, we can do that. Let's figure it out. Like, I'm all about being direct. I'm all about being honest. Let's lay it out early so that it ain't no surprises. Like, let's have that as soon as possible.
So you mentioned early.
Yeah.
How early?
Even somebody new, before I got married, if it was somebody new, like that's the conversation that we're gonna probably have after like the third, fourth-ish, like real conversation. Like I want to get that out the way. We don't want to know, is it gonna be awkward? Is it gonna be what? Like let's have this part now so we can know this is what I expect, or this is what I'm looking for. Is this is what you expect, and this is what you're looking for? Let's see if those things can align. Do we got to do some things differently? What does that look like? Because the last thing you
Are you
want, at least for
teachable?
me, yeah, I'm receptive to being taught some things, and I have to teach some people some things. However, comma, right? But I'm very clear. I'm very clear about what I want, and I'm very clear about what I want up front.
Yeah, and that's the same thing with me too. I have a Jack page, and so I list all the things that I like on my Jack page. And the reason why I do that because a lot of times, of course, people on Jack, they always on there for one thing. But I've recently been getting a lot of guys that say, I've read your profile and you seem very interesting and mysterious. I want to get to know you. Then that's why I have to go do my whole investigation. Like, okay, who you are, what you like, and all of that. But it already lets the person know, like, hey, this is what I like. If you don't like it, you keep it moving.
So I don't have a Jack page. I'm on Christians who are saved that mingle.
Oh my
I'm
God.
joking. I'm joking. No, so for me, it's an out the gate conversation. Like if we're having a general conversation, because I believe we're adults, and so again, this is one of my issues in life. I'm very direct. So we're talking, we're just having conversations. So I mean, it's kind of so. What is your preference? I need to know this because if you and I, if we're positive and positive, then two positive just kind of. If you're a negative and a negative, we need a positive and a negative, so you can. So I believe on the first date we're gonna ask those questions because I believe after a certain age you shouldn't be dating for a vocation unless it's your vocation. We shouldn't be talking just for a fuck. I mean, I'm too old for that. I need some investments. I need some ROIs. I'm sorry. I'm not getting no younger. I found that out today when I went running. My knees start letting me know hi. We're not friends.
And and even with that though, right? An important part of that conversation too is having a conversation about contraception.
Mm.
Do you use condoms? Do you don't use condoms? What are the non-protective barrier methods? Like, what are you gonna do? I know I don't, don't have to worry about pills because, we ain't getting pregnant. But there are some other things that other people have to have conversations about on that end too. I'm telling you, if I'm pregnant, I'm getting paid. Hear me good.
If you
I'm
pregnant, I'm the
paid.
daddy. I'm gonna claim that baby, damn it. If you pregnant, because we getting a check.
Ooh, baby.
we going on Murray. I need a
There's
check.
one.
Hello.
But that's an important part of that sex talk too. We're talking about contraception though, and Terry, what are some of those things? Because we can't give that particular perspective.
That's a hard one because I'm allergic to latex.
But that's important to know too,
That's
right?
important to know too.
So most of the time I have to go a different route. But people don't know that there's other types of contraceptives out there. There's goat skins. There's different types out there. But you have to do your research and know what's out there, what is suitable for you. I'm a married woman now, so contraception was not in the book.
Hello.
Well,
and even with that, lots of people, believe it or not, have latex allergies. And I can say that from working in clinical context, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what we would have to do is purchase more latex-free condoms or get polyurethane condoms. There are also receptive, we don't call them female condoms, inceptive, receptive, or insertive condoms. So there are all of these other different mechanisms to get around that, just as a, kind of another piece of FYI, the more you know, right?
Kay mentioned the peel.
The peel. God,
see, but here's the thing with the peel, Kay. Not all women or girls or whomever is responsible enough to continue those pills and take them like they're supposed to take them.
And that's why you got, what is it, Nexplanon, where you got the implants and you got IUDs and all of these other things. So I'm with you.
and then also too, it's just like for females might be taking pills. For the men, men might be on PrEP. Like, are you taking PrEP? Are you doing Viagra? Are you doing some harder stuff? And all these things. I need to know, so just in case if we are getting it in and you start having a seizure, I'm like, okay, what's going on? Yeah.
Okay, so I have a question, Billy. You say my ex-wife is allergic to pills, Depot, because of the
Depo Primavera.
Oh, see, that's y'all women stuff. I'm glad. See, this is why God, when He created me, He said I need to be a man.
I only know because I worked in the healthcare, in the health clinic. We did sex health education, so I know he said Depo. That's Depo Primavera. I know exactly what he's talking about.
And I'm gonna make a comment about this because Kay said at 9:00 sharp is going down my throat. Kay, what are you talking about going down your throat at 9:00?
You tried it.
You did.
You tried
it. We talking about midnight moans. She said 9:00 sharp.
We ain't got there yet.
Okay, you tried it. You know what she was talking about.
We haven't even got there yet. Don't move my conversation forward yet. I'm not ready for us to go there yet.
I'm sorry. Kay opened that can of worms.
But back to
we can afford the contraception
and the Depo. See, a lot of women try to steer away from the Depo-Provera shot or any birth control form because it makes us either gain weight, we get big, or our cycle is either non-existent or it's constant. We don't want two out of those three. So 9 times out of 10, they're not finna get the birth control because of that, or we can't afford it.
Amen.
So let me ask a question since we were talking about that, DJ and Matt, because y'all are in this lifestyle. So do y'all prefer out the gate condoms or no condoms?
It depends. It depends on the context of when I'm having that partner. Like if it's a conversation that I had with that partner and we're aware of, each other's HIV status and we've got screened for other STIs and we're aware of that, then we can have that conversation. If we don't know none of that, or it's one of them things that we just gonna get it in, let's get it cracking, do what we do and keep on pushing. Absolutely. We're gonna use protection. Barriers are gonna be in place.
Yeah.
And that's still a virgin.
Oh. Okay. But as far as for me, I always like I want to play it safe, but then I also don't use condoms sometimes, but I always have those conversations. When I were of a free lad when I in my younger days, I would always be the one just to try to guess and everything. But one thing I actually learned is just to be upfront and honest and ask, like, hey, do you use condoms? I personally don't, but I would, use it if you do use it. So now is more so of just the fact of just being how would I say, in the routine of asking that question now. So
And then also,
I mean,
now. Oh, go ahead. I'll say that
I was
afterwards.
saying, and being honest, I can't sit here and say that every time I've had sex, I've used one, but I do believe that's a conversation that needs to be had. And I will say I've haphazardly had to have that conversation after the fact, because it was like, oh shit, did I just really do? Let me make a quick phone call. Hey, let's have a quick conversation. So the deal is already done. So tell me the truth. What's your status? And when a lot of times what I find is when I ask people what's their STI status, they're like, what is that? Because people know of STD, but they don't know of STI.
no, STI.
Mm-hmm.
And so they just figure when you ask for STD, STI, but you're only referring to HIV. And I'm like, no, I want to know, how gonna sit for herpes. Like, I need to know all of it. So that's when you put all of them together. That's what
We got it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I just need to know. But since I asked y'all the question, I just want to be a good person to answer my question back.
And then, nowadays, the only other thing with that is, just because someone isn't using condoms doesn't mean they're not having preventative barriers. So there are so many biomedical interventions that are coming out that are down the pipeline that are, even down to the fact where it's like antimicrobial medications that also have anti-HIV viral medication properties all in one. They have like a lube and douche combo, so like for receptive anal sex partners. So it also has anti-HIV properties in it as well as anti-STI properties. So a lot of different things are shifting in that market, and so it's really just important to have that conversation and not really just be. And I'm saying that for all of my other people out there who are just like anti-condoms. Condoms are a great method of protecting yourself. Don't get me wrong; they absolutely work. When used effectively, they protect 98% of the time. They are effective when used consistently and correctly. However, they are not for everybody. And so there are other means to be able to protect people.
Yes. Yes. And there are condoms that are for larger size guys.
And that's not everybody. And I used to have to have that conversation with people in the clinic all the time. Like, you want to come in here asking for magnums. And so, it's like, sir, let's have this conversation about what that really looks like. Because this is that.
I'm so.
You laughing, but no, Matt,
real talk. It's the truth.
Like real talk.
I literally used to have to do that for some of our clients, and like I would literally take the condom and put it all the way down to the base of my arm, and I'm like, unless this is you, sir,
right?
You don't need this. That's why you keep contracting these STIs, because the condom fit is improper.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, so that means next time I just put. Okay, heard.
Yeah. Yeah.
You play too much.
Yeah, it's stretch.
But we get to that part of the conversation, you're gonna be like, "Whoa!"
So, was you gonna add something to this, Terry? Because I don't want to move on if you had something that you wanted to
add. You just took me out with this part. Go ahead.
Listen, I'm telling you. You think I'm lying? Try it on your own. Hear me out. Try it on your own. Literally, get a magnum size condom.
Would you like a
live
demonstration?
Oh, shoot!
No.
Go for it.
You about to do it for real?
Yes, go for it. We on that tonight. Go for it.
All right. Last. Okay, it's last. Okay,
large,
got an extra large.
Billy said large, medium, and my size.
Oh Lord. Okay, and all right, and truthfully, in fact, I got a lifestyle right here. Here we go. So I got me a lifestyle right here.
The other bag.
Okay, so I'm actually holding the phone with this. So, but don't do this.
Right.
Do not do that. Do not do
that.
that. But this is just for the sake of simple fact I'm holding the phone. But yes, we have a column here, and I have my watch. So hold on 1 second and take this watch off. All right. So
for the people that don't know exactly what you meant by "don't do this," what did you mean by "don't"?
Meaning, do not open the condom wrapper with your mouth. Don't be trying to
Okay.
be all sexy and everything and try to one handed. No, because you can easily rip the condom.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Just
all
want
right.
to
But
put
anyway,
that out there.
all right. So pretty much
Now watch this. I want y'all to see this. This is a regular standard
this
size condom.
this is a regular standard size condom. Even though it broke, but but that's fine. I got another one. See there. There we go.
Right, but the point is, that we want to make is, and to what Billy was saying, condoms do come in different sizes for a reason. The
Mm-hmm.
standard size is typically the size that will fit most individuals,
There
despite
we
their
go.
claim to fame about how large they are. And do you
So
see that it has covered his entire hand and the most of his arm
mm-hmm.
without
Yep.
breaking, by the way?
Yes.
So you guys have seen the challenge where they take the condom and put it over their head and they blow into. Don't do that. That is not safe. Okay, I'm saying that is not safe.
Okay.
But y'all have seen the people do that. So if a condom can fit over your head, if you're putting your head inside of somebody's anal cavity or their vaginal cavity, first of all, they have no walls. Let's start
No.
there. But at the same
Well,
time,
It is
well,
humanly
that's not true.
it is
But
human.
well, no, that's not
Well,
true because of the very nature of what those things are. So let's start with the vaginal canal. It is designed and created to push out a whole life,
true.
and
Yes.
it can
Stretch.
contract and constrict, as does the anal cavity muscles. They're not designed for exit
Right.
or entry, but
Entry.
it does have the capacity to stretch and constrict.
Yeah.
you have no walls. I said what I said.
And I'm
And
telling people the clinical, so we're gonna
yeah.
stay on target tonight.
Oh yeah,
So
because once we start talking about the kinks and fetishes, you be like, say what?
we getting there. So kissing, a
Woo.
must or no? Yes or no?
I'm all for kissing. I like
I'm
to
all
kiss if
kissing.
you know how to kiss. If you know how to kiss. Some people be trying to suck your breath
That
out and
is,
eat your damn tongue.
They be like,
Right.
and
Like they be like,
I'm all
calm
for
down.
it too. I'm all for
Right.
it too. But if you got a wet mouth, pull back a little bit.
Right.
oh,
Right.
I don't even feel
want that
like you
slob
spitting on
flame
me.
between us.
I
Right.
mean, I don't. I mean,
And
I
you gotta
hear
have
y'all.
good, you gotta have fresh breath to kiss me. Because your breath tastes like something you just ate. I'm like, right in your throat.
Yeah.
Billy said kissing like a Saint Bernard.
Right. Right. Because you see how Saint Bernard be slobbing and that's the other thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm one of people like I love to kiss. But it has to be passionate. It
Right.
has
You
to
have to
be
be in the moment.
intense.
Yeah. Right.
Like for me, that's how you start the engine. Like if you ain't gonna do that, I'm gonna be like, okay, yeah, that's nice. Have a great day.
So let me ask this question about kissing. Do y'all like what I call the grandma kiss or y'all like French kissing?
It depends.
It
I mean,
depends on
it
the person.
depends.
Right. It really depends on the person for me because I'm not about to do a whole good my good kissing on someone who been a jackass. So it'd be like, and even if you've been a jackass, you may not even get the grandma kiss. You may not even get the church hug. In fact, it's COVID out. 6 feet apart. See you later.
What's with you? See, Kay, that's what I'm all for French kisses. Like, but I get what DJ's saying. If it's passionate, like I like that passionate kiss. But sometimes I'm just like, all right, go shit, leave me alone. So it just depends on my mood. And I'm a Sagittarius. We're moody.
Another question: eyes closed or open?
Close.
If my eyes are open and I kiss you, it's not good. Because I
Right.
want to be able to take in all of the sensory parts that I'm supposed to be able to take in from that. And if I'm looking at you while you kissing me, that means it's not good. And I'm probably pushing you away while I'm looking at you do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I cannot
yeah,
have my eyes open.
I disagree. Like sometimes my eyes are closed, but sometimes my eyes are open because I'm looking at you because I'm taking in you. So for me, I'm looking at the person who I'm bringing this pleasure to because usually your eyes are closed. So I'm looking at you and how much you're enjoying it, and that's why I get my rocks off. Sorry.
And I'm looking at you in other places when we doing pleasure to make sure I'm doing my job. But for me, for kissing, like I want that entire encompassing experience. And if my eyes are not closed, I'm not taking in me. I'm not taking in that whole thing. If I'm looking at you, that means you're doing something wrong.
Yeah. Same here. And especially
Because
if I'm looking, I'm always gonna be distracted. So I'm like, okay, nah, this is not gonna work. So but yeah,
Sound like you were thinking
eyes
somebody
closed.
else.
So Billy, okay, so I'm gonna tell you about that. So with me doing another thing, I don't want your eyes closed. So we're talking about kissing now. Later on in this conversation, if your eyes are closed, we have a problem because I need you looking at me. I need you to know who. Moving on, DJ, you have the floor.
Yes. So that's a great segue to the next point. Start low, go slow. Let's have the oral sex talk.
Start low, stay low.
Y'all like how I come up with these titles, right?
Right.
I'm serious. Said start low.
Yes,
stay low.
start low, stay low.
Come on, how low can you go? Can you down low?
Come on, Kroger commercial. Get low, get low, get low, get low. Y'all nasty. I'm so glad.
So yeah, start slow, go. Start slow, go. Start low, go slow. Is what it's supposed to read. So Terry said, "Start low, stay low." We went all that. What y'all got, Doc?
You will ask me when I'm swallowing.
And we're gonna get to that too.
Right.
We're gonna get to that too.
No. For me, I don't like to start low. I like to start at the crown of your head and work my way to the soles of your feet. I'm a sensual person, so I want to kiss, touch, caress every cell of your body on my way down so that I can find spots that you didn't know that's going to make your toes curl and make your nails sink into my back. I am so hoping that people who attend my church are not watching this conversation.
Who you telling? Lord,
Baby,
God.
I just thought about what I'm talking about. And they're going to be like, Pastor, you
and I
said
just got
you
elevated.
Hey,
What?
hey.
But you know what? The Bible was full of freaks. What you think they was doing? They was begatting. That was a lot of sex going on. I almost said the F word. But I like to start at the top of your head and go all the way to the soles of your feet because a lot of times I think people have the typical, oh, my neck, my nipples, but you find certain areas of their body they didn't even know drives them wild. And so once I find that spot, I like to really focus on that area until you are begging me to stop. I'm going to drink my nice watermelon flavored water, and DJ, you have the floor.
No, Matt.
Okay, so for me, yes, I'm just so go ahead and say it. I have a foot fetish, so that's what I'm pretty much known as across everywhere. Foot fetish and everything like that. So as far as like going low, yes, I will be very, very, very low. I'll pretty much start at the feet. Now, if it is something oral or something like that, yeah, I would probably start there or make my way up with the nipples at the same time doing oral, or down at your feet same time doing oral. But yeah, I can do oral. Sometimes go start low, go slow, or sometimes go all the way to the flow and put your feet in my face.
Oh, see.
Amen.
Oh.
Go ahead, Terry. Go ahead.
That foot thing. My husband loves feet, but I was like, if you don't leave my goddamn feet alone.
You gotta have pretty feet when you touch your feet.
I
Like if your feet are like this,
and I keep my feet done.
You must be ticklish.
And I'm not ticklish at all. I'm not ticklish. No, I'm not ticklish at all. It's just I just can't get jiggy with that.
And she said I can't get jiggy with that.
Right.
Billy, I will find you.
Now that will be a deal breaker for me though. If you cannot let me play with your feet, that would be the ultimate deal breaker. Like, all right, it's been nice.
And so
you gotta have pretty feet for me to touch your feet. I'm not a feet person, but if you have pretty feet,
y'all hold on. We gonna get there. We are going to get there. I promise. I got a whole lot to go. I promise you, we're gonna get there.
Okay.
So my response is no. I don't want to start low. I do like going slow. I'm also a sensual person. I want to feel your energy. I enjoy oral. It works for me. I love it. It's one of my favorite things to do. So I'm all about it, but I'm definitely not going to stay low. It's just not me, but I just thought it was cute. To that point,
can I catch us up on the comments real quick? Kay wants to be kissed from head to toe. Mr. Casimir Ferguson says she sucks. LOL. I just want to put that out there. Your husband said she sucks. Just want to put that out there.
Oh.
And Billy says, I used to hang out with the guy who hated feet. Arteria's husband must be the opposite.
Billy said he's going to crop out me saying that I swallow.
We're going to keep that footage in there and play it on reel.
So let me get my... Let me
The
get my
next one.
attorney.
So we kind of talked about this, but let's see. Foreplay or straight to business?
Foreplay.
Tease
It
me a little
depends on
bit.
the person.
Tease
It
me a little
depends
bit.
if you're a one night stand, you come through those, shut the fuck up, suck my dick, let's fucking go home. But if you're my person, I have to have foreplay because I love foreplay and during play. I like to play with you before,
Good.
during, and after. That's me. Sorry.
I'm all about it. It's a must for me. Like
Me too.
you gotta rev me up. You gotta get me excited. You gotta want my entire body to be vested in that. Otherwise, I'm just like, no. Now I'm with you though on that. In the past, when it was just somebody, and I'm like, I ain't gonna be with you. I'm not doing it. I'm not gonna kiss you. We ain't doing that. Let's fucking go on about your business.
Exactly.
Or
But if you
in my
trying to be,
riskier days, it's like, okay, we on this ride. We got 5 minutes before it come back up. Do what you got to do.
Hmm.
Just saying.
Yeah. For me, foreplay is a must. And my type of foreplay, it could stem from the actual sensual touching, rubbing and everything, to whereas we could be at an event together and we've just been in each other's company, and then all of a sudden once we leave we just go fuck.
All right.
why we gotta leave and go do it? I mean, they have bathrooms, cars, back seats, porches, parks, trees, woods.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Up, up. What's next, DJ? Because Jesus Christ.
Now we are gonna talk about kinks and fetishes. That's why I wanted y'all to hold off on that. What up, Mo?
Hi, Mo.
What up, Mo?
What's
What
up,
up,
Mo?
Both in the house.
So
Kinks
kinks
and
and
fetishes.
fetishes. So this was ultimately why Doc got his accessory with him, amen. But this is ultimately why I had to call in my boy Matt, because this is his area of expertise more so. So this is why when we have this conversation, and I wanted us to have this conversation because particularly as people of color, we don't necessarily always have these conversations honestly. So let's talk about it. What we got?
Yeah, so what I have in my hand is a flogger. Flogger is pretty much used to whip, and it can bring on pain, sensual pain. I have it. I like to use it on people. I am a dom. A dom means I am the dominant one, so I am the one that is inflicting the pain. And then of course there are subs. I do have someone that is a sub, the one that receives the pain. So yes, this is one of my toys, and yes, I'm more so kink and fetish than sex. So yeah.
Iron Wolf takes the subway for lunch.
Hell no.
I don't think nobody subway.
Oh
Oh
God.
no!
You mean
If
Subway
anything, I'm taking. If
imitation, not
anything,
real
I'm.
tuna?
If anything, I'll take him to Mr. Submarine. DJ know about that.
Not Mr. Submarine, you Patty. At least it's a
That's in
step up.
Chicago.
Right, it's a step up. It's a step up.
It's
I was
a
about to
step
say,
up.
can you fill us Georgians in on Mr.
It's
Submarine?
Because I'm like,
it's a Chicago joint, and
It is.
yeah, you got to
Okay.
come. So
It's a step up. It's still fast food, but it's a step up.
it's a
Okay,
step
so
up.
it's a restaurant. Because when you said Mr. Submarine, I'm thinking you're talking
I was
about
like,
dildo or
ooh.
something. Shit, I didn't know. Give him a name.
But anyway, kinks and fetishes. So I do have a lot of kinks and fetishes. Like I said, one of my main kink is feet play. I do like a lot of public play. I do also have a thing for religion play.
Now I know you did not.
Wow. Ooh.
So first of all,
Okay, someone tell me stuff for that.
I
no,
know you did it.
we went to
Okay.
Zaxby's, Popeyes, Waffle House, and all them bitches had long lines. It was closed, so we went to Subway because he was hungry and in a rush. Who you know? Yeah, Lord,
Ooh.
make it burn.
So,
So he can
Matt,
fly.
you have a comment. Our bruh, our homie, I love, we miss her. Mo says, tell them about the unspeak
Yeah.
language between a dom and a sub. Yes, them.
Okay. So So pretty much everyone thinks that the dom is what kind of is associated with the top, or the one that always gives, or top, and then the sub is the one that always receives. Now, a lot of notion between that is that a lot of people think that the sub is supposed to be the weaker person, and technically no. And actually, the one that's actually in control is the actual sub. Okay, he or she, they, whoever, they're the ones that actually telling the dom, that's too hard, or go harder, or that let it up, or can you do whatever. And so they're the ones that actually want to feel whatever they want to feel with their particular kink, and the dom is just making sure that person enjoys it, because any wrong move could mess up the enjoyment, as we call it, the actual scene meaning the actual session that you're actually taking place. So, but yeah, it's a lot of notions to whereas the sub is normally the weaker person, but no, that is not the case. And for my black folks, for my African Americans who think that kink and fetishes is associated to whites and slavery, no, it's not. It is a liberation of what you want to experience and whatever you want to get off to. We are breaking those barriers and those stereotypes of that. Kink and fetish is that's what 50 Shades of Grey is all about. No, it is totally different and way deeper than that.
So for me, the sub dom relationship is more in depth of trust, because there's a lot of trust that goes on there, and so for me it takes the level of trust, and from personally it takes intimacy to a whole nother level. Because in my personal opinion, you're turned on in senses that you didn't know you could be turned on in. You're turned on in ways that you normally would not know you could be turned on in. So yeah, I'm a virgin, so that's just what I've been told. I got people's mother.
So yeah, that was my whole thing too. Like, it has to be a level of trust. Like, I can't go down that road with somebody that I don't trust, right? Because you're asking me being the person that I am, right? I'm so used to being in control of every other aspect of my life that when it comes to those things, I want to be able to relinquish a little bit of control, but I have to do it with somebody that I trust. So it has to be in a situation or an encounter or a space where I trust you enough to know you're not gonna chop a bitch up once you tie her up, or something like that. But if some things like that could be hot. Like, I might want you to blindfold me. I might want you to, tie me up for a little bit this time. I might want some candle wax. There are lots of other things that that go along with that. But ultimately, yeah, I agree with you. Like, trust is major when it comes to it.
Yeah.
Like, so for me, most people like to use handcuffs, right? I don't like the Love Shack or Insurrections, Tokyo Valentino handcuffs where you can release yourself. Because to me, that you're not trusting me. I have police handcuffs, so when I put them on you, you're not going nowhere. And so that shows me that you truly trust me. I love candle wax. I love wax play, and most people are like, you ain't finna burn the shit out of me. If you're using the right wax, it doesn't burn.
Exactly.
But I tell people, if you use soy wax, you can actually take soy wax, and once you pour it on them, use it as massage oil. And so it turns into more erotic than what it is. And when you have that warm wax run down the middle of your back, you will have an orgasm. Have y'all seen Scary Movie when the little white boy finally got some? He shot her to the ceiling. You will have an eruption orgasm, because it's tantalizing all of your senses. And you have to. We got to get out the box, because I don't like that. I don't like sex in the bedroom. Shit, that's what you got a kitchen for.
Yes, that's what you have a car for.
Well, so my first car. I mean, I had a Mustang. Y'all know how small Mustangs are. I met somebody. I had some real great sex in the backseat of a Mustang. Where there's a wheel, there's a
way.
Yes,
it is. There's a way.
But I will tell y'all, don't do it at the movie theater now. They have heat-seeking cameras in there, so they see you. So I've been told. They can see the outline of what y'all doing from your body heat. So I've been told. So do not do it in the movie theater. This is AMC movie theaters. Do not do it at the AMC movie theater. Y'all been warned. So I've been told.
Okay.
And then the other part to this is don't be afraid to have the conversation with our partners about it.
Yes.
Right? Because, we have this whole thing about judgment, this whole thing about, that it's going to come across weird or we're going to be judged or we should be shameful about it. Like, have the genuine conversation about, like, this is what I like. This is what I expect. This is what I want. And if it's not something that your partner is typically used to or willing to do, I would say ease them into it. Don't just, like, thrust them on it, because that could be a whole nother thing.
Another thing, yes. Yeah.
So
what?
Kinks and fetishes. So we got this thing in our house, in our room. It's called the Ferguson's Bag of Treasures.
Yes,
Okay?
bag of treasure.
So, and I completely agree with you guys as far as the trust goes. Because me, I like to be choked to the point to where I kind of can't breathe a little bit. You play too much. I like my hair pulled. I like to be talked to in a very aggressive way. Most said bag of treasures. So it yeah, and trusting. And then you just mentioned have those conversations. So when I met my husband, like we've been together almost 10 years. When I met him, there were some things that he hadn't done that I have done, and vice versa. So, and there were things that he was willing to try, but I wasn't willing for them to be tried on me. But he eased me into those things. So it made me more comfortable in, Robert, they talking about you in the comments.
Really? They were telling you to put it on the screen? Are you serious? Did you really just put that on the screen?
Well, my girl Kay said yes. Amen, Miss Arteria.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, I got a bag of treasures too.
So I tell people all the time, 50 Shades of Grey was damn vanilla. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like, I have fun in the bedroom. I believe in having fun.
Yes.
Really?
You gotta have fun in the bedroom. The Bible says the bedroom is untamed. Damn it to hell. And wherever I lay my head can be my bedroom. So if I can lay my head in the park, the bedroom can be my park. The park can be my bedroom. Now, don't judge me, because
I ain't doing that no more.
I ain't either. Not ever again. Not in the park.
No, I'm not doing that one no more.
I have done it at church.
Park?
It wasn't my church, but I have done it at church. So, thank you. So we both going to hell together. So I'll see you when we get there.
I vacation there, child.
Right. Yeah. But we got to get out of our minds that we got to have this whole sex in the bedroom, sex in the missionary style. What the hell is missionary style? Let's do the Baptist style or the Kojic style.
See, and that's me. I'm that spontaneous person. So me and my husband, we have this thing. We have a staycation once a month, and sometimes we got our own bedroom, but sometimes we don't want to be here. We don't want to be in our own bed. We're gonna take up somebody else's space and do what we got to do. So we just had a staycation last month or so, and we was at the Marriott Marquis in Midtown, and I put on the request, I want the top floor with the big window on purpose. You have to be willing to explore those adventures. Yes, it was on purpose.
Wait a minute, that was your ass I saw when I was driving.
Really?
But look, that's my thing though. Like, I don't have a problem with people want to watch, because if you watch, now I'm gonna put on a Broadway performance. I need my Academy, my Oscar. I need all that. I'm gonna put on a performance.
Right. Hello.
We have to, and so DJ, I'm gonna segue into sexual fantasies. Is that okay?
Yep, because I was about to just wrap this part up. So go right on ahead.
Because like I feel like, so a pastor once said, you should be every personality your man want. If your man want a hoe, put you on the wig. Here go your hoe wig. If he wants a save woman, put on your save woman wig. If you a man, put on your save suit. You see what I'm saying? If he wants a hoe, put on you some sexy lingerie. Put on you a jock strap. Put on a thong. Be who your man needs you to be to keep it spicy. I think it gets boring if you're having the same type of sex with the same person the same way all the time. That gets boring. That's when your man gonna start looking outside for somebody else to make that fantasy happen. Like be an alternative, have an alternative personality. Did we lose him?
Yeah, he'll look back in. So
Lord, he thinks he's bad, so he left us.
So we got into the fantasy. So for me, I'm gonna put myself out there. I used to have a membership at a swingers club.
I'm back.
All right, membership at Swingers Club.
I mean, I did. I had
no judging. Like, I think that's dope when you can because even with that requires a level of trust.
TJ, I'm about to get into that. So TJ said, "What about threesomes?" So I had a membership. So I've had threesomes. I've had foursomes. I've been there, done that. It's, I'm very experienced in that. So my husband now, his fantasy, his biggest wish is to have a threesome, and I'm just like, I don't want to do that no more. Like, I've done it. But what are your thoughts on threesomes?
I'm done them.
I'm with it as long as it's good. But I'm also one of those people that I'm very selfish when it comes to that, and I had to learn that about myself. Like, I'm very much vested in me, and so then I have to try to transfer that out to somebody else. So I'm all about, expanding options and exploring options, but then I'm also not for the part where it's like, now you about to have a whole issue or you feeling a certain kind of way because I'm moaning differently, or, you feel like I'm paying this person too much attention, or, whatever. Like, it can be a whole thing though.
So I need you to get out my closet, because that's me. I like using toys. If I put a toy in you and you sound different than when I'm in you, that toy going in the goddamn trash. If another nigga come in here and you make a sound with that nigga that you don't make with me, I'm finna get rid of both of y'all bodies. Trust and believe. I can make that happen. I'm that selfish person. Now if they doing you and you like, okay, I'm good. So if I do it and you hear Mariah Carey notes, yeah, we good. But if I hit you and you Barry White, then he hit you and you Mariah Carey, y'all gotta go. I'm sorry. That's just the way.
Every moan and stuff is not the same.
Exactly.
It's not.
I don't give a damn. I better be the best moan. You better not moan. How about that? You just need to be laid aside. You better be a dead log.
But then you're gonna have a problem with that because they silent.
No, I won't. You silent with them. You ain't silent with me, because if you silent with me, you're gonna get hit across the back of the head. Because I know what I do. All right, I know what I bring to the table. I know I'm not tooting my own horn, but goddamn it, toot. I know I'm a beast in the bedroom. Okay, but I don't know. Like, I've been in threesomes, I've been in foursomes, I've been in a triangle relationship. I've done all that, but I just know I'm possessive of what's mine, and if that's mine, and I don't share. I don't care. I don't share.
I'm very
serious too.
I don't mind.
He was serious with that.
Yeah, he was stern with it. Like, I don't share.
I don't shit. That's mine.
Hey.
It's not that.
That's fine.
When I did my threesomes, when I did the threesomes and stuff, it's not that I didn't enjoy them, because I very well did. However, coming the one that I did, I was in a serious relationship with the person, and we decided to invite a third in, and he decided to cheat on me with that third outside of this threesome. So that kind of pushed me away from wanting to do another one.
You should have called me. I could have got rid of both of their bodies.
And I've been in that situation too. And in the past, I was that person that did that. I was guilty of that. Like, but I did have that conversation, like, okay, because that came up. Like, well, you moaned differently when he was touching you, or when he was inside you, or when you was inside. Like, what is all of that about? And I'm like, tell him, like, yo, I told you this is kind of what I like. This is what I'm looking for. And I did do that. I did step out on that person with the other person. We weren't in a serious relationship, but I did do that. And what I learned from that is exactly what you said. Like, that taught me to be very transparent about what I want. So if you're not giving me what I want, I need to, even if we're in the middle of something, stop and tell you, like, I don't like that. Don't do that. I don't like that. That doesn't feel good to me. Like, don't do that.
Whoa. Pause. Rewind.
Is
Play.
it-
If we're in the middle of doing it, you're gonna say stop. I don't like
Yes,
that.
absolutely. Because
You
I've
should
yeah.
learned
know.
no, because I've learned that it's okay to be submissive in some of those areas and let that person take control and do those things, right? But in the same token,
Mhm.
that's about me too, and I have the right uh, to be aggressive enough to tell you or dominant enough to take control of that situation to let you know, like if you keep doing this. So, like prime example, like if you're doing something and you giving me head or you eating me out and you keep biting me, I'm not gonna keep letting
I'm
you
gonna
do it.
Right.
right.
So
No,
you
I'm gonna
change
let you
positions
know.
and you just say we're not
No,
gonna do that.
No, no, no,
no,
no,
You
no.
I'm
Ain't
tell
going
no
me
to
to
changing no
stop.
position.
no,
It's stop.
No, 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 no. This is not a
no.
Leah.
I'm going to let you. We're gonna stop, and
You did not say this is not a Leah. I
I'm
am
going to let
dead.
you know that that hurts, and I don't like that, and you should not be doing that. So we're gonna stop.
You
That's
might
just
get put in
like,
a
No.
with
chokehold.
me as a female, and you got really long, sharp fingernails, and you scratching me. This is not tuna fish. This is not. You're not chopping me up like that. Stop. That hurt.
Billy says safe words, please. Okay,
Yes,
Leah.
Yeah,
yes.
but
You
Um,
do have to have some safe words.
seriously though, like
Yeah.
yeah, I'm all about like we're gonna stop so that you know something
No.
is wrong. Because I often feel like too, depending on where that person's headspace is or what that experience has been like, if you say no, sometimes people just think that means to keep on going like you're just trying to be cute. No, no, I really
Hmm.
meant no. I really meant stop.
Right.
You
no,
And
know,
I'm
so
because
saying
go ahead.
that's me.
I see you raising your hand. I do,
If
but
you
I'm that
like
person that,
no stop, I'm like so that means you want me to take it. Like that's just a turn on to me.
and I'm
That's
the
so
person
me.
that I'm like, I'll say, don't stop. That's how you know you're doing something
No,
right.
no. See, if you
But
say
if I
don't stop,
tell
I'm
you to
like I should
stop,
stop. No,
if I tell you to stop, that's exactly what I mean.
you gotta know
Which
the
is
Billy
why
That
said
comes. That
you
comes
gotta know
And
the
into
see,
safe
and
knowing
word.
that
your
goes
partner,
all the way
though.
back into the conversation.
That
Cause
comes
You
you
into
gotta
gotta
know
start
the
knowing
letting
your
safe
partner.
word. You
knowing
gotta
your
know the
safe
safe
words.
word and know your partner. Because if you're safe, so for me, the safe word is you gotta spell supercalifragisticexpialidocious backwards. That's the safe word.
that's a
Girl.
trap. That's a trap. That's why.
But no,
Yeah.
that's what like Terry said. You gotta know your partner. So if I know you and I know, okay, he doesn't like to be bitten, then I'm not gonna bite you. You know what I mean? Because you
Hmm.
don't like to be bitten. So I'm not gonna bite. Now, what I do tell people is let me show you how I bite because I'm not trying to eat you. I'm not a cannibal. So some people try to
Right.
bite you. They bite. They're like, I ain't. You might get punched in your grill. Now you ain't got no teeth. You finna be gumming for the rest of your life. But sometimes a nice little nibble,
Oh.
my man said he does not like this conversation. He is not for this conversation about how he got created with the Ferguson treasures.
Mhm.
But you
Oh,
know, and I tell people try things at least 3 times. Because the first
Yeah.
time you may not like it because of your preconceived notions. The second
Hmm.
time you may not like it because of the person you did it with. So give it a try with somebody who you actually like fisting.
Yeah.
People be like, I don't like to be fisted, but you'll be surprised how many people I've been playing with. Next thing you know, my whole fist up your ass. You need to know it because your mentality
Hmm.
is that I'm not gonna be able to hold my bowels. My booty hole gonna be walking around gaping. No, it's not. If you just shut the fuck up and let me do what I do and show you how much you're gonna enjoy this, then you'll find out how much you like it. I'm
so
sorry, that
Yes.
was a little aggressive. Sorry.
Matt, what you got to offer to this particular piece? Because I know you got something to say.
Back. I'm okay. So are we still on fantasies and shame?
Yes,
Are we still on that?
yes.
Okay. So basically, like with me with fantasy, I'm very imaginative. I'm always thinking about somebody if I've always seen, and so I would tell my guy, I was like, yeah, I think this fine dude. I want you to do this, do that, and he'll do it. Because he want to be able to please me. And so I'll let him know what I like, and I don't feel I used to feel bad about it. And it took me a while for me to actually build, like you said, build that trust with him. They're like, you know what? No, this is what I actually like. And once I actually told him like this is what I like, and he actually was like, oh, that's not bad. And actually it was, again, fantasy play. So basically kind of a little bit background with me. So I realized that I have a kink called size play. So size play is pretty much macro, micro, dealing with giants and tiny people. And so this came about from when I was a kid watching The Witches with Angelica Houston, how she turned the boys into a mouse.
Yes.
And so for a long time as a little kid, that those particular scenes always turned me on growing up. And so for a long time, I thought it was just a phase. But once I realized that I like when I went with this fantasy kink, I like to see people transform. I like to see drawings or like to see movies to whereas a fine young man or a fine woman gets transformed because it's out the box. And it's pleased to my nerd side.
Mm-hmm.
So to say, but then also too it just makes me unique and it makes me who I am and makes me be more confident in what I like. So, and yes, and I have created movies and clips and everything of transformations and everything like that. And yeah, yeah, it's been nice.
Yes, it's been nice. So to that
But yeah,
segue and staying in that same vein, do you got something, Doc, before I move on? Because it's all in your face.
Just move on.
So to that point, role play. We're gonna scrap domination and submission because we kind of touched on that a lot. So let's move on to role
mm,
playing. Thoughts?
oh yeah, yes. I like to role play. So when I did when I did my contest when I ran for Mr. Fetish Jackhammer was a bar up north on Clark and Devon, and they had a contest. And so in the contest we had to do a fantasy scene. So my fantasy scene, going back to what I stated that I like religion play, I did um of a foot washing religion play type scene. So I had my boyfriend at the time to come up as if he was having a foot washing service, and I was a priest. And mind you, I'm in a whole bar doing this in front of people, and then I turned from the priest into the devil. So that whole little Nas X thing when he went from the heaven to hell, I did that first. So anyway, so the whole religion aspect of the scene, a lot of people they was like they never seen something like that because they would never incorporate religion in the play because especially us black folks because we always take yes I did win. We always take religion to heart. But I was like, you know what? Religion turned me on sometimes. I like to see when people get out of their element. Well, I like to see, the whole atmosphere of church, and it can turn me on. Don't let a fine young man start shouting.
Yeah. All
Maybe
Hello?
right.
that's how we could get more people in church.
Terry. So we're gonna
Yeah.
segue. Thanks, Matt. Terry, role playing.
I've never done role playing. I've
Okay.
never done it. I haven't.
Does it pique your interest?
Um, I think it'll be something that I'll be willing to do, but I've never done it.
Okay. Doc.
Come on.
So first of all, I don't like the way you said my name. All right, you said we know your nasty ass undid. That's how you said, Doc. That's just hurt. That hurt my feeling. I'm filing a complaint with HR. I
Now,
love role playing. Role playing. So in order to date me to be in bed with me, you gotta have a strong, you gotta have a strong ego because I'm gonna talk all kind of nasty shit. And I will preach heaven down and pray heaven down for you and talk to you like you the nastiest slutty tramp whore in America. And that's what you're gonna be while we having sex. I love role play. I'll pull up out your job and be like, hey, how much? $5, sucky sucky. Like I like all that shit. I know that was so racist. That was racist as fuck. But it is what it is. We was at work and I saw this one of my coworkers walking down the street. I said, "Oh, look at him! He look like $5, sucky sucky." And so I said before I thought about it, but I love role play. I think it keeps it spicy.
Yeah.
Terry, I'm gonna turn you out. You're gonna be a whole
so
dominant.
Arteria, you are not alone in that. I've only participated in role play once, and that it wasn't a good experience for me, so I didn't really do it again. And it wasn't a good experience because that also was the experience where, like I said, I learned like, no, I don't like that. Like, please stop doing that. So, that wasn't a really good experience for me. So I never really encountered that again. But again, I did like the uh, the aspect of being somebody that's not me, but still being me. So that part is, definitely something that's enticing for me, especially because, like I said, I just want to, especially in those settings, like I just want to escape and be able to enjoy the experience within reason. I'm trying to be serious, and they keep putting up these comments. So
It's
I'm
not
trying,
that I
I'm
don't.
trying to
It's
hold
not that I don't like role playing because I do. Probably you know who I'm married to. I'm married to a very shy, quiet person.
And that's why
So
you should role play and dominate his. That's like, bitch, what's my name? Like you, ooh, I can tell you what's my name. I'm sorry, I got a little too excited about that. I'm gonna show you something. We're gonna have fun too. Don't worry about it. 7
All right,
days, we're gonna
guys.
have a
So
real
we're
good
gonna start to wind down. Let's talk about owning your pleasure, and we kind of all talked about it in some instances. But how do you own your own
Mhm.
pleasure?
You gonna do what I say and
Well,
say what I do.
I
Okay,
do what I
Matt,
want, and I
how
say
do you own your
right.
pleasure?
Well, for me, I just me just being just able just to find my center and just be able just to just enjoy the moment. Sometimes it doesn't require a nut. Sometimes it's just just want to just get the experience. Sometimes it's just to be in company. Sometimes it's just to do something. So it's whatever it is for that moment. But yeah, if it is result in a nut, Zordon calling.
Yes.
Uh, yeah,
My
but
phone.
it's
That's my ringtone for my text messages for communicator. So
exactly.
yeah, I got you. I'm with you.
Yeah, but yeah, I just own up in the moment, and just stay in the moment, and if it's definitely pleasurable, I will let my partner know like I enjoyed it, and you helped me fulfill what I needed to feel.
You know,
So that's how I do it.
Mo made a really good point saying learning your self pleasure first is important. Uh,
Hmm.
Billy said he keeps his role play to the gaming table and non-sexual. Arteria, how do you own your pleasure?
um, I'm just like Matt. Mine isn't always sexual either. I'm a very vocal person. Unfortunately, I'm married to somebody that's not so vocal. So I vocalize a lot what it is that I want, what I don't want, what I want, when I want it, how I want it. That's just me. And that's just a big turn on. So just I'm very vocal.
Okay. Dot.
Thank you for saying that nicer. Um, I'm like Terry. I'm very vocal. I tell you what I want, and I'm gonna ask you what do you want. So I prefer to make sure my partner is pleased. That's me. I'm a pleaser, so I like to make sure they are fully satisfied and pleased, and then I'm satisfied and pleased.
And for me, like I said, my own and my pleasure is, you know, I'm gonna tell you what I like. I'm gonna tell you what I don't like. I'm gonna be intense, and I also had to grow to learn that an orgasm does not necessarily mean a nut, and it can still be intense. It can still be that heightened, numbing, tingling experience. Now, if it happens and it shoot all over, that's great, but it doesn't necessarily have to be that. So, and not being afraid to say, you know, this is what I want and this is what I need. So sometimes, if you ain't gonna do it, then I got to do it myself, and that's okay too. But I'm gonna get
Hmm.
what I came here to get.
Hello. Yes, communication is sexy.
It is. Well, effective communication is sexy.
Yes.
Yeah, but I mean, in that context, even in that context, like I don't want to always have to verbalize some stuff. Like I want some gutter butt kinky nonverbal communication, and you know exactly what the hell I'm talking about, and you know
That's
exactly what
that's
the hell I want for you to
effective.
do.
That's effective communication. Because if you just looking at me cross-eyed, sideways, pinky toe, one hair, and I'm just looking at you like a one-eyed, one-horn, blind purple people eater, that ain't effective communication. But if I'm looking at you and you give me this look like just come jump on me and take it, then by all means call me the predator.
Yeah, but-
I'm gonna fuck your ass up. How you doing?
Well,
And I
Nah,
agree.
you
No, sometimes pleasing gives more pleasure than receiving. Sometimes if my partner is pleased and they get a good one, I'm good. Like I don't even got to get
Mhm.
mine because I'm satisfied just by seeing that you have been pleased and satisfied. So for me, it's not always about getting a nut, like Matt said. Sometimes it's just about the act and the intimacy of it all.
All
But
right, guys, we need to start going into our
I was about
final thoughts because the time is winding down, and we do not want our producer to get me for this topic, even though we could keep going on. So we're gonna start with final thoughts and being the guest of the house. Matt, lead out. Any last
all
minute or
right.
takeaways you want the people to know?
Yes. If you are going to use safe words, be very distinctive with your safe words. Suggestion: use red, yellow, green. Green means all things go. Yellow, let's slow it up. Red, stop. That's my final thought.
If you got something else, you got a few more seconds and you can get it in.
Oh, and then
Otherwise,
and then also, actually, thank you all for allowing me to be able to share my experience and my thoughts on kinks and fetishes. This has definitely has been a great experience. Thank you so much, DJ. You know, my bro,
thank
Chicago
you for
represent.
thank you for being here.
Yes, yes, and then to the preacher man, bless you.
Preacher man.
oh, I'm on my way to Chicago. Let me book me a ticket real
All
quick.
right,
I'm
Arteria,
not.
final thoughts.
Final thoughts. I guess I could take it more so towards the married couples. Have a conversation with each other and continue to explore each other's bodies, mindsets, hearts, and things like that. And your marriage it'll go further than what you thought it would.
All right, Doc, final thoughts.
So for me, my final thoughts is be free amongst yourself. Your mama told you to be discreet and keep your freak to yourself. But your mama lied to you all this time because you know as well as you and I, you have to express what is taboo in you and share your freak with the rest of us because it's our beautiful thing. Thank you, Macy Gray. That will be all.
Hello.
Okay, so my final thoughts are, we talked about a lot about, having conversations and being transparent and being honest. Let's keep that conversation going. Let's start having those conversations. Let's start doing things that we want to do and not be ashamed of doing the things that you want to do. And for all my people out there that are not just doing sex for pleasure, if that is your vocation, don't be ashamed. Own it, own your sexuality. It's something that I had to learn how to do and own your sensuality. And the other thing that I would add to that is, you know, know that to be sexy does not necessarily mean you always have to have sex. You can still be sexy and not have sex, and you can still turn your partner on and not be penetrated. It's very possible. It's a very real thing. If you got questions, holler at your boy. I got
Well, all right.
you.
All right, people. Billy, thank you as always. Billy said, make sure Mo gets the at $ Mo
Man,
gets the
Mo.
final word. All right, guys. Thank you all for joining us for our first episode of season 2 of No Clue. You know we love your feedback.
Yeah.
DJ, that was your thing. You do.
That is what I do, but it's okay.
Uh, you know how to get in touch with us. Send us an email. Let us know your thoughts. nocluetheshow@gmail.com. Give us your feedback. Tell us what some more topics you guys want to hear. You guys want to talk about sex. We talked about sex. Let me tell you this. We do have a special treat in store for y'all for the last episode of this season. I'm not going to give any clues. Just know it's going to be something off the wall. Me and Arteria will be put out of the church because of this show 9 times out of 10. So you want to make sure you watch. Email us, give us your feedback, tell your family, friends, everyone to watch. Because No Clue, we're going to talk about what you want to talk about. No talk, no real talk, no chaser. And just when you realize when you thought you had life figured out, that's when you find out you really had what? No
No
clue.
No
No
clue.
clue.
Also,
All
check us
right,
out
guys.
on all our social media pages and shoot us an email at our email account at nocluetheshow@gmail.com. We're looking forward to your feedback and your suggestions. Follow us on all social media outlets. And we love y'all. And we will see y'all next week.
All right, guys. Be easy.
Recording in progress.
Deuces.